Now, John Harris Dunning is now joined by Jonathan Ross. It's the two Johns.
Hello. Hello, Melinda.
Hello. Thank you, Melinda. He knows my name is Melinda. So, guys, you love comic books, don't you, Jonathan?
Yes, we do.
Now, this is a bit controversial, but do they belong in the British Library?
I think compared to some of the other stuff they've got in here, definitely, because I think they've got just an example of everything that's been published in the UK, haven't they? So you can imagine they've got magazines that would curl your hair or curl it even more than it has been beautifully done so far. It looks lovely. So yeah, of course they belong here, because some of and especially the ones that they've chosen examples in this exhibition, some of the early examples, I can't believe some of the really old stuff you found, but it goes back. What's the oldest piece you have in there?
I think one of the oldest pieces is 1480, which is a Bible, which looks exactly like a comic book. I mean, it is block prints, it's in panels, it's full colour, and it's flying things, happen to be angels, fighting monsters. So it's very much what we'd recognise as comics, but it's from 1480.
And how did you go about choosing the comic books that you've got on display here?
I mean, it was incredibly difficult, because what I don't think a lot of people realise is that the British Library has got one of the biggest collections of, well, the biggest collection of comics available to the public in the UK. So it was an absolutely vast amount to look at. But we decided to focus on rebellion and subversion, and I think that was for a number of reasons, but one of them was to show that comics are really broad, and although they can be fantastically enjoyed by children, they're also for grown-ups as well.
And for me, they always struck me as quite a US-American thing. What is it about British comic books? How do we do them differently?
Well, you'll see a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot more subversion going on. There's a lot more kind of interesting, without it being politics with a capital P, but a lot more interesting politics. Even stuff which was in the American mould, like superhero stuff. There was a book that Alan Moore did early in the 80s, was published in a British magazine called Warrior. And the backdrop of this thing was like the nuclear camps, the warheads being posted over by the Americans. So it's very much about Sellafield, about kind of Britain, about our involvement. And at the same time, on the surface, it was a superhero story which like 15-year-olds could love. So you'll find quite a lot of interesting depth, I think, an unexpected depth, which you often find in kind of fringe fiction. I think there are areas where people are prepared to push the boundaries a bit more and really experiment, and you see some incredible experimentation going on, not just in terms of the art, but also the way the art and the words work together.
Sounds intriguing. For someone that honestly has never really been into comic books, I had a little sneak peek earlier on, and it was fascinating. It's really exciting.
That's really what we want to do. We want to encourage people who've never read comic books and don't think they're interested to come in and be amazed by the material.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Enjoy your evening.
Lovely.